Today we're taking a look at different methods of commuting to work, and we'll figure out which one is better, taking into consideration 4 categories: time, cost, comfort, and energy efficiency. This last one is just going to be an estimate using available data, and it's just to give it a rating on how energy efficient something is. And we're going to be comparing these transportation methods with our electric bicycle, the Modmo Saigon. To know more about our bicycles, check the description below. We know that some people live closer and some live further from their place of work, and some cities are larger than others, but for the purpose of this video I'll use my own commuting to work as a reference. The linear distance between my job and my house is 10.3 kilometers, but taking the roads, it's about 13 kilometers. First, I'm going to use my car. My commuting starts at about 9 AM. And I'm heading to the office, which is located in the city center in Dublin. In this part of the city the traffic is a bit slower, but at this time it should be better than between 7 and 8 AM, or at least that's what I believe. I'm timing my journey to know precisely how long it will take me. As you can see, it's also raining outside. This is an important factor of comfort. The good thing about using the car is that you have your own space where you can bring as many things as you want, other passengers, listen to loud music, smoke if that's something you do, which I don't recommend, etc. For that, I'll give it 5 stars for comfort. But more often than not, you'll be using your car for you only, which is a massive waste of energy to move only a single person. Also, the space it occupies is too large, which brings us to the next point, which is parking. If you have to park in the street or in a private paid parking, you'll have to spend between 14 to 20 euros per day. Fortunately for me, today there was a free parking space at the office. There are also extra fees for car owners. You have to pay for insurance, road tax, and of course for the fuel. And every now and then you have to wash your car and pay for services to keep it in good condition. According to my calculations, when you add all of these fees up, will result in the amount of 26 euros and 40 cents per day when you use your car. For cost efficiency, I'll give it a 2 stars rating.
Yeah, I have arrived. Only took me 54 minutes.
Time-wise is not great either, unless you are commuting a greater distance outside of the city. It took me 54 minutes to get to the office, so in my case, using the car to the city center, I'll give it a 3 stars for time. And for energy efficiency, of course I'll give it a single star out of 5. It's not efficient in fuel consumption, especially in the city where there are lots of traffic lights and also if there are no passengers in the car. Time to take the bus. Fortunately today is not raining, but if it was, I just use a waterproof jacket or an umbrella, no big deal. So I have to walk about 5 to 7 minutes to the closest bus stop, and I have to be there in time, otherwise this can happen. I almost missed the bus, and if that happened, I had to wait 15 to 30 minutes to take the next one. This journey cost me only 2 euros and 30 cents. Which I can say right off the bat that it will be the cheapest and more cost-effective journey. So let's give it a 5 stars in cost. No doubt about it. I took the bus at almost 9 AM, and at this time the buses are less full of people. And it's good because it's easier to find a seat and no one will be sitting next to you. Still, these seats are a bit uncomfortable and tight for my long legs. The good thing is that you're not driving, so you can spend your time reading a book, using your phone, eating something, or listening to music. But of course, you are in public, so you have to behave yourself. That's why, while listening to this music, I look like a decent person outside, but in the inside. So I can say that in the scale of comfortness, the bus will get 2 stars. This is also because a bit of walking is involved to get from the bus stop and to the bus stop. Fortunately, this bus leaves me very close to the office.
I'm surprised that it took me the same amount of time as using the car.
Of course, there are some drawbacks, like you have to share the space inside the bus with other people. You have to be at the bus stop at a certain time, because if you miss it, you have to wait up to 20 minutes or more, depending on what route you're getting, and things like that. But it was perfect because I wasn't driving, so I wasn't stressed about the traffic. I'm not paying for parking. It's very economical, so it's money efficient and it's energy efficient as well. And I got here at the same time, so I had to walk a little bit, of course, but that's perfect for my health as well. So that's great.
Because it took me the same amount of time to get to the office as the car, I'll give it also 3 stars. But in reality, sometimes the traffic is too bad and the bus can be delayed. Also, at earlier hours, more people is using the public transportation, so the bus has to stop even more, raising the overall time to about 10 to 15 minutes more in this journey. So I'll make it a 2.5 stars for time. The last one is energy efficiency. And the bus will logically be more efficient than the car because it's transporting more people at the same time. I was curious about this and I read an article from the Irish Times featuring some research from Dr. David Timoney. Basically, it says that the amount of energy required by a car with 2 people is 2000 kilojoules per passenger kilometer. He goes on explaining that a bus will need at least 11 passengers to beat that efficiency. He also mentioned the carbon footprint of manufacturing the actual buses, which is also important. But I think that's enough because it could get very complicated for this video. So this is a hard one, but I'll give it a 4 stars as buses still produce a lot of emissions and are not as efficient as we thought. And now it's time to use the bicycle. This is not a normal bike. This is a premium electric bicycle, which means it will assist you with a powerful electric motor along your ride, saving you a lot of energy. You still have to pedal and do a bit of exercise, but nothing compared to a basic normal bicycle. So if the estimated time of your journey in Google Maps is 45 minutes, it should really take you only 35 minutes with our bicycle. Also, instead of arriving like this, you'll arrive like this. So let's start with the journey. The nice thing about bicycles is the ability to take shortcuts where you cannot go with a car. Of course, it's better when riding in a bicycle-friendly environment, like in the city of Dublin, where we have bicycle lanes, so it's safer to ride. And how comfortable is it? Well, this is very subjective, but it has its trade-offs with the other methods of commuting. For very long distances, above 20 km per trip, you might be pushing the comfort aspect, but 20 km will be out of the boundaries of the city of Dublin, so we are on the safe side. If I was rating a normal non-electric bicycle, it will be in the range of 1 to 2 stars. This is mainly because you'll be arriving sweaty and tired to your destination, and during rainy weather, you'll need some extra waterproof garments. With our Modmo e-bikes, you also need waterproof clothing during the rain, but you'll not arrive sweaty and tired to your destination. Plus, it's very fun and it's a very comfortable ride. But comparing it with the other 2 transportation methods I've shown today, I have to give it 3 stars. Time. It took me 39 minutes. And of course, this is stopping at every red light. Some cyclists don't stop at red lights, risking their lives, but it is possible. So far, this is the fastest form of transportation, so I'll give it 5 stars. And how much does this method cost? Well, over a period of 5 years is way cheaper than using a car and the bus. In this graphic, you can see the approximation of the total cost after 5 years of use. The electricity needed to charge your bike will only cost you a couple of cents per trip, so it's really negligible. And you might need to eat a few calories more to compensate your body, which is also not much, since a bicycle is the most efficient way for humans to convert calories in distance traveled. Even though Modmo bicycles might present a high initial investment, it's still totally worth it in the long term. So to balance these facts, I'll rate the cost 4 stars. And finally, the part it will excel at is the energy efficiency. Not only that, but also sustainability. The way Modmo bicycles are made from the factory is to ensure a sustainable and environment-friendly production. Once in the road, the bicycle won't produce carbon emissions, and since it's a hybrid propulsion between human and electric, the carbon footprint is extremely low. For sure, it deserves 3 stars. Just kidding, it deserves 5 stars. Now let's check the results. Remember that I'm basing these results on my own transportation experience. The use of a car got 11 stars in total, the bus got 13.5 stars in total, and the bicycle got 17 stars. The clear winner is the Modmo bicycle, the best method of transportation for the city. If you want to get one of these bicycles, remember to check the description below. And subscribe if you don't want to miss any other video like this one, as well as product updates, vlogs, how-to videos, and more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.